The biggest challenge I face at the moment is structural finance and guidance with structural finance, because all the problems I encounter, like team building or label building, all are entwined with the lack of finance.
The biggest challenge for me is international presence, and for the international presence you need finance. Those two things are connected for me, the two. What I need is long-term investment. I think a short-term subsidiary or a one-year financing doesn't get a designer there. You only have finance for a year, you can get 1 or 2 collections out, and then you're back to start again. So proper long-term financing would be very important to a designer.
The biggest challenge for us would be to being able to put more time in developing products, to be more distinctive with our product, and that could be our answer to the hegemony of the big companies. What we need is actually a person or an organization who understands the market, who understands the business, and who also understands the designer as being experimental or avant-gardistic. There's a huge gap between those two, and it would be very useful to create a kind of a business platform or a kind of a business model to connect those two.
My biggest challenge is to stay focused on the creativity. I want to make the good decisions, I want to have the good advice. For this I would need, of course, a financial structure, but besides that, people who can help me making the right decisions.
What I need is a healthy investment fund to make my company grow and strategic advice from professionals.
One of our biggest challenges is cash flow. For example, in these times of economical pressure, a lot of companies want prepayment, so it's hard for a company like ours. So for that we would need an investor who's well known with the fashion industry, who can guide us and has enough financial means to help us out.
The biggest challenge for me is setting up production. It seems to be the major challenge at this moment in my company. Alongside the finance, I would also need to find business partners who can help and guide me through the process of setting up a production successfully.
The biggest challenge for independent designers is that they have to become entrepreneurs. 95% of the time that you have your own label, you're busy with all the stuff you don't want to get involved with, and 5% of your time you're actually designing. Independent designers have to expand their network. It's not only a creative network but also a business network.
Cultuurinvest invests with 2 types of products. We invest through loans and we invest through capital. When we invest in capital, we are becoming a shareholder of the company. When we invest in loans, there has to be interest paying and payback of the loans. But what's most important is that we invest on a structural way, so with a long-term vision. We want to be in the company for 5 to 7 years. Up till now, so for the past 2 years, we invested in 38 companies. 6 of them were investments in capital and 32 were investments with loans. Out of those 38 investments, amount up till 5.5 million, but what's even more important is that we also look for co-investors, not only banks but also private investors, and the 5.5 million is already 10.4 million in the market right now due to the extra investments of banks and other investors. Within the 38 investments, up till now 8 investments are related to designer fashion. Investing is totally different of subsidizing. Cultuurinvest is managed by a government fund, but we invest, so we are seeking payback, and not only payback but also return. And what's very important is that the companies we invest in, that the companies themselves are investing in opportunities that can create extra cash flows for the companies themselves. So that's why Cultuurinvest is looking for commercial potential, commercial approach, so that that they can create their own cash flows. Because when you create your own cash flows, you're working on a long-term vision, and you're working on your self-financing within the next 5 to 7 years.
Flanders Fashion Institute has a pool of fashion business consultants, people who have acquired lots of experience through the years in the fashion business. So when the business plan of a young designer is ready, we present it to a number of parties, for instance the business angel network or private investors, and of course to Cultuurinvest. Now the changes I see occurring when an independent designer has got more fundings and financial means from either an investor or Cultuurinvest is that they are more organized, and they know that they have to act now in a more professional way.
My name is Christophe Mollet. I'm the director of the Collab Foundations. This is an organization founded in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and that has for objectives to set up an investment fund linked up to a knowledge center. We believe that such funds should be public-private cooperations, as those investment funds do mix an economic and cultural agenda. One reality is that independent designers making between 300,000 euro and 5 million euro do not interest financial companies or investment funds or banks. This is one of the reasons why with Collab we try to build up structural solutions for those independent designers. Besides the economic reasons, there is also cultural dimensions. We believe that such organizations are very important for the youth. They have trust and faith into their creativity, but the issue is that from an operational point of view and from a financial point of view, the access to those dreams are getting more and more difficult.